Hi, my name is Edgar Soler and welcome to the Classic Industries Tech Center. Today we're going to be doing a rear deck lid install for your first generation Camaro owners. Anytime you're working with replacement sheet metal, you want to go ahead and look at the condition of the sheet metal. You know, look for any kind of damage or anything that you may have happened in mishandling before you install it. So just carefully look around the edges and check the skin on the other side. One other note before you install this, take a look at the threads. Just kind of thread your old bolts through there again to make sure that it goes in freely. A lot of times this coating that they put on these panels tends to kind of gum up the threads a little bit, and you just want to make sure that everything goes in and out smoothly. So our threads look to be good there. Make sure that you use the correct length hardware. The last thing you'd want to do is to put a long bolt in here and then have a problem where it hits the outer skin. So now to the other side, let's take a look at the skin. Appears to have no damage around the edges. Looks like we got a little tiny dimple there, but that's not a big deal. It doesn't necessarily make the panel defective. All these issues would have to be addressed at your body and paint prep stages. So what I would do here is I'd just take like a little file to that to level it out. So now that look, everything's good, let's go ahead and get it on the car. So you carefully come back down to the hinges. You can set it in place. Gently lift this up, and then you just thread your bolts in, and we'll just gently snug these down. You don't really want to tighten them yet, you just want to keep it from sliding. Be really careful when you're closing this and watch for clearance around here. If this is too far back, it will rub against your upper rear panel. It doesn't look too bad, this back corner. It's a little low. This side's a little tight, so we're gonna have to adjust this side. Right now I'm just loosening the bolts up. We're gonna take a body spoon and we're gonna put some protection tape on there. Just slightly pry up and just work in very small increments. All right, so now this side looks a lot more like the other side. One thing I do notice here is that it is a little low. Let's just snug up the top bolts. And what we're gonna do here, we're gonna put some shims here on the lower back part of the hinge. Okay, we'll loosen the bolt and we'll slide our shim in place. Okay, so we put our shims in, now let's check to see how it looks. There we go. So it looks like we're in the right direction here. Okay, so now the next thing is to adjust the latch. A lot of times when you're fitting it, you can also remove it. That way it goes all the way down. Okay, just make sure it slides in and out freely. It looks like this one's a little sticky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the latch and check the slotted holes to see if there's any issues there, because it feels a little sticky. I can see where the bolt was getting hung up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a file to slightly elongate the slot so the travel is smooth. Okay, so now let's reinstall the latch. So now we've adjusted the trunk catch, let's go ahead and make sure it closes. This is something you may have to adjust a couple times to get the right function. Basically just want to push on it, and that click means that it's engaged. So it's correctly adjusted. And don't forget your bump stops over here in these corners. And that's pretty much all it takes to install your trunk lid. And that's how it's done. Thank you for joining us at the Classic Industries Tech Center, and check back with us online for future installs.